WSTU1450.com. You're listening to WSTU Stewart.
It's time now for Comfort Time Live. Comfort Time Live is a call-in radio show educating you on issues surrounding your home. Don't become a statistic. Listen in and find out how you can protect yourself. Comfort Time Live. Comfort Time Live. And now, here's your host, your personal comfort consultant, tackling all of your home comfort issues. Here he is, Tom Platania.
All right, well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Comfort Time Live. I apologize for being tardy, or not tardy, absent last week. Is that the same thing, tardy? No, tardy means you're late, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, tardy means you're late. Absent means you're just not here.
You were late by about 1 week.
Yeah, there you go. So we appreciate you folks listening to Comfort Time Live here on WSTU. I actually went up to North Carolina last weekend, and I wasn't feeling that great on the way up there. I figured, okay, I'll take a little bit of, maybe Dayquil, drink some hot tea, and it just got worse and worse and worse. And then I take the 12-hour ride back, and oh my gosh, I felt like death. So Monday morning when I finally pulled into town about 8 o'clock, I was just absolutely dying. And as you can hear it in my voice, I'm still getting over it, all jacked up with antibiotics. But we got a great show. We have an incredible guest with us today, and we're going to be talking about all kinds of great information. We're going to have some great callers calling in. But I tell you, Comfort Time Live has been on the air with WPSL for over 5 years, and we've been educating homeowners on things surrounding their home. Anything you can think of, from energy savings to taxes in your home to air conditioning to roofing to real estate, anything you can think of, mold remediation. If you can think of it, we've probably had a show on it. And you can go to those archives, and you can, on comforttimelive.com, you can go to the archives and you can look at all the different shows. You can listen to them. Most of them have video as well as audio, so you can see us in the studio. And, if you have questions, if there's something about your home, it doesn't matter what it is. We find a way to bring on expert guests like we have with us today to help educate you, provide the answers to the questions that you should be asking, but also help give you the questions that you should be asking to get the answers. So that's a great thing, and the show revolves around your questions, ladies and gentlemen. So as you provide the questions, we focus on bringing those expert guests in. If I don't have the expert knowledge, my background's 28 years experience in the construction industry, but we bring the expert guests in and we help them to provide that information. So send those at comforttimelive@gmail.com. You can go right to the website at comforttimelive.com and just click on Contact Us, or go to comforttimelive@gmail.com and type in the question either about today's show or about a topic that you would like to hear. We try to book ourselves a good month in advance, but that doesn't mean that we can't throw a topic in there because we have listeners asking. So without further ado, I'm going to go to our guest with us today. John's been with us before on WPSL, and he just loved looking at me so much and loved the topic and everything like that. John just had to come back. I'm fibbing. But John, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, Tom. Welcome to the South.
Yeah, I like that. More sophisticated people down here.
Oh, I wouldn't say that, especially if I'm not from the South.
Well, our listeners are from the South, so I think they're more sophisticated down up.
All right, then that works for me.
That works for you. Well, John is with an organization company called Roof-A-Cide, and I tell you, when we had him on the WPSL, it was great. We had a lot of great callers, a lot of good information, and down here in Florida, as I was teasing on the internet before we went on, it's your biggest overhead in your house.
It is. It is.
Now, what a roof, when a typical roofs are built, what is kind of the life expectancy of a roof in general?
Well, it depends on a couple of different things. Obviously, the materials The next most important thing is going to be the actual, proper construction of it.
So if it was done during, before, or after a hurricane, when people are, the guys from labor finders are jumping on top of the roof and banging
Well,
nails.
One of the biggest problems we had in Florida was when we had out-of-state contractors coming in to do hurricane repairs, and that's when the laws started changing. And I would tell anybody, if they're friends or family of mine, if you're hiring a roofing contractor, make sure they're from Florida. They know Florida codes because they're different.
They are different. They
Yeah.
are.
I deal with roofers from all around the country, and when you talk with people from Texas, a roof is a roof is a roof to them. They haven't seen the same things that we have.
Right.
So to them, what's the worst that could happen? It might leak. We all know a little different.
Yeah, absolutely.
But aside from those two factors, the biggest, most important factor in the longevity of a roof is going to be how you maintain it or how you don't maintain it.
You mean I just can't throw some shingles up there and, just hope for the best? Maybe stand down there with a drink in my hand and just squirt the water hose up every once in a while?
You can hope, and that's actually, the best plan that a lot of people have. But
That's the only plan that a lot of people have.
But the guys that work with us have a much better plan for their customers. And I'll tell you, if you talk with most roofers, let's take a concrete tile roof, which is
Okay.
very common, especially down here in South Florida.
Right. You talk like the barrel tile?
Yeah, either
Okay.
barrel, clay, or concrete.
Okay.
Flat tile, curb tile. A lot of roofers will put that roof on, and then they'll tell you that it's going to last about 16 to 18 years.
Okay.
And the homeowner will say, well, wait a minute, the warranty here says 50. But the roofer knows that it's not going to be maintained properly, so it doesn't stand a chance of lasting 50.
Right.
When the roofing contractors that work with us put the roof on, they're using quality materials, they're using quality underlayments, quality flashings, and they're also maintaining it. So now you do have a shot of it lasting 50 years. But if you're like
Oh, wow.
most people and you just put the roof on and,
Right.
and you paid extra money for a 50-year warranty versus a 40-year warranty, but then after it's on, if it's not leaking, you pay no attention to it at all.
Yeah, you just leave it alone. I mean, I never really, in the houses that I've owned, it never even occurred to me to bother with it. Clean the gutters out once in a while and wahoo.
Yeah, and for a lot of roofs that will work, but if you really want to maximize the longevity of the roof, then
Right.
proper maintenance is going to be key. Also, when we deal with a lot of our communities or homeowners that are more educated, warranties are a big issue for them.
Right.
And most people don't know that if you don't maintain the roof properly, you're voiding your warranty.
Oh,
And-
really?
Yeah, and so you're buying a roof and you're paying extra money for a 50-year warranty, but that 50-year warranty is only good if you actually maintain the roof. And if you're like most people, you never actually do the 1-year maintenance or the 1-year inspection. You don't clean out the leaves of the valley. You don't address minor concerns before they become major concerns. Then when you do call on that warranty is no longer in effect.
Okay. So now, who would actually police something like that? Would the actual companies that warranty the roofs, would they actually police that?
The roof manufacturer, when you're dealing with roof warranties, you got a couple of warranties in play. You've got the materials warranty, which, most roof materials manufacturers are throwing out 40, 50, even lifetime warranties right now.
Okay.
And so they're not going to police that. They only get involved if somebody makes a warranty claim, and then they look at the fine print to really see, if they're going to pay on it.
Okay. Now, if somebody who's going to warranty it were to see that your product was being used on that, what kind of rapport? Well, I got not to say rapport, but they're probably going to feel a lot better about it, right?
Well, they should, because we've been evaluated and approved by the largest roof materials manufacturers in the country.
Okay.
And what really separates us is the fact that the largest roofing contractors, especially here in Florida, are using our product as part of that whole maintenance program, because the second warranty and really the initial warranty that anybody's going to have a problem with is going to be the workmanship warranty.
Okay.
And if you're not maintaining your roof properly, then you're voiding that workmanship warranty. And so what the companies that are involved with us are doing is educating their customers on the whole warranty process, which warranties are relevant, which ones aren't, and then maintaining the roof so that they're keeping every warranty intact.
Okay. Now, Roof-A-Cide. Tell us a little bit about Roof-A-Cide, the company, the product. What are we? Let's talk about the company. Well, 1992, is that correct?
Yeah, we started in about 1992, or we started in 1992, and it was a direct result of towns in South Florida enforcing clean roof standards throughout the community. And since everybody knows that a clean roof looks better, but nobody knew how to clean a roof without damaging it,
Right.
we decided we were going to find a better way. So we researched what the problem was, what the cause of the problem was, and then we found solutions to it. Because if you're going to get up there and pressure clean a roof, let's say a concrete or a barrel tile, pressure cleaning is the primary method of cleaning in South Florida. But if you're going to do that, you're going to be cleaning that roof every 6 months.
Right.
Now, the roof's designed to handle a lot of wear and tear and stress, but not thousands of pounds of pressure per square inch put on it every 6 months.
Right.
And that's one of the reasons why these roofers will tell you the roof will only last 20 years, because they're expecting you to have to keep it clean.
Yeah.
And most of them don't know a good way to do
The
it.
consumer is what's dictating the longevity of something, not necessarily the product.
Exactly.
But and we had that same issue in the air conditioning industry.
Mhm.
You know, if you go up north and you look at homes up there, you got air conditioners that are running 25 years.
Mhm.
Well, why? Well, because the conditions aren't as harsh up north.
Mhm.
But when you bring that product down here, because most people don't properly maintain their air conditioning systems,
Exactly.
and because they don't properly maintain them, they get 8 to 10 years, 12 years maximum.
Mhm.
But when you look at it, the cause of the failure is it's not being properly cleaned and maintained. And
Exactly.
anything, even your body, you don't properly clean and maintain your body,
Mhm.
you're not going to last long either.
Yeah, and that's a good point, because I recently had our air conditioner replaced. And I was upset when our contractor, told us, well, this is probably only going to last 10 years. And I said, well, the last one lasted 25.
Right.
And he said, well, I'm saying 10 years because I'm going to give you all of the maintenance requirements, and if you're like most people, you'll ignore them. And,
Hey, at least he was honest with you. Right?
and I said, well, thank you, Mike, but we're involved in maintenance. We're not ignoring it.
If you have a question for John, John Brown here with Roof-A-Cide, give us a call at 772-220-9788. That's 772-220-9788 if you have a question for John with Roof-A-Cide. Now, my thought is in this area, we have a lot of homeowners associations.
Mhm.
Now, for ladies and gentlemen, if you are by the computer, we're going to put some pictures up on comforttimelive.com. And in just a minute, we're going to talk about a couple other things, but just to kind of get you prepared, after we come back from our first break, I'm going to put some pictures up on Comfort Time Live, and we're going to talk about those pictures. And these are before and after pictures of roofs that have been that have used the Roof-A-Cide product, but have been done. Now, Roof-A-Cide is not a direct-to-consumer product. Is that correct?
No, it's not.
Okay. So you have roofers, painters, and what are typically the companies, the types of organizations that deal directly with you?
We work with contractors that are established,
Okay.
and they're established in either the roofing, painting, or property maintenance
Okay.
industries.
All right, and then those are the folks that are now they're getting the product. Now, I know we talked about it on last show that you have some pretty strict guidelines.
Oh, definitely, definitely. And like we said on the last show, millions of contractors all throughout Florida, but very few of us want to deal with most of them. So there's a very select.
There's bad contractors out there
Definitely.
in South Florida too.
Definitely. If that's not up on your website, it should
You mean
be.
like unlicensed and unethical contract? I mean, I would have no clue that happened.
Well, that's why educational shows like this are a good thing.
That's what keeps the building department busy, all the unlicensed and unethical contractors. That's actually what caused Comfort Time Live to start. But that's good. So what guidelines do you put forth for your businesses?
Well, typically we're looking for, once again, contractors or companies that are in those specific industries that
Okay.
focus on the idea of not only installation but maintenance and,
Okay.
and long-term customer relationships. And then we look for their longevity in whatever industry they're working in. Like some of them are painters, some are roofers,
Right.
some are GCs, some focus on pressure washing. But if we're dealing, and I get the call all the time, a company, let's say, out in Tennessee is just starting up. They see a lot of dirty roofs. They want to get into this. They want to work with us. And we have to thank them for their interest, but we say you're not really at the level where we would feel comfortable partnering up with you at this point. We want somebody who's got an established longevity in
Right.
their business so that
Good customer rapport, track record.
Exactly. Knowing how to take care of a customer long term is not something that's as common as it should be in running a contracting
You're supposed to take
business.
care of customers? I thought once they just give you your money, it's just like, hey, thanks,
Amazingly, I find that a lot of contractors operate that way.
That's exactly what they do. It's one-hit wonders. One-hit wonders. We're going to take a quick break, and we're listening to Comfort Time Live, 772-220-9788. That's 220-9788. Remember, go to ComfortTimeLive.com. Scroll down about halfway, and you're going to see some pictures that we're going to put up. And when we come back from the break, we're going to start talking about some of these and give you a visual idea of how this Roof-A-Cide product works. But it only works good if you have a great company applying it. I'm Tom Platania here with John Brown from Roof-A-Cide, and we will be right back.
Known for helping you keep that spark, now they'll help you keep cool. Elite Electric and Air, the official air conditioning sponsor of Comfort Time Live, has provided the best in heating and cooling customer service since 1988. If your electric bill is costing you more than 12 cents per square foot under air, you may be overpaying the utility company. Elite Electric and Air can help put that cash back in your pocket. Call Elite Electric and Air with 24-hour service. Dial 340-3797. That's 340-3797.
No one expects disaster to happen to them, but when it does, you can be sure United Water Restoration will be there when you need them the most. They've been helping people put their homes and their lives back together for more than 15 years. With 24/7 service and 45 minutes to your door response time, you can trust United Water Restoration with your mold, water, fire, and smoke damage. Call for a free in-home inspection and estimate at 888-535-4909. United Water Restoration.
$3.2 billion a year are scammed and defrauded from consumers like you. Comfort Time Live, part of the Treasure Coast Radio Network, is here to put a stop to that. Listen each Tuesday beginning at 10 and find out what you can do to protect yourself. Your home is your castle. Protect it. Each week, your host, Tom Platania, and his expert guests will help educate and provide you with the best information to guide you in the right direction. Comfort Time Live every Tuesday at 10 here on WSTU 1450.
Elite Electric.
We can do it.
Elite Electric.
There's nothing to it.
Elite Electric.
Ooh, amazing.
Elite Electric.
Woogie, 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 woogie. Elite Electric specializes in all of your electrical needs, from security lighting to surge protection and everything in between. How do you think they got their name? Elite Electric. Elite Electric has been family-owned and operated on the Treasure Coast since 1988, and they're recommended by Comfort Time Live. Visit online at eliteelectricandair.com and learn more about their services. Elite Electric. Service today. Proud sponsor of Comfort Time Live every Tuesday morning at 10:05 on WSTU 1450.
No matter what you want, just pick up your phone, say, come on, Elite.
And we'll get the job done.
We can do it.
Elite Electric.
There's nothing to it.
Elite Electric.
You're listening to WSTU Stewart.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening to Comfort Time Live on WSTU. If you'd like to give us a call here at the studio, it's 772-220-9788. And today we're talking about proper care of your roof. We're talking about how, there's a lot of different ways that people think of cleaning their roofs and, just hiring that pressure wash guy. And I'm probably preaching to the choir with you. Throwing some, guy up there with a pressure washer to just blast away at the stuff on the roof. That's a great way to do it, isn't it?
No, that's not even a good way to take care of your driveway. But if you're going to, yeah, here's one of the rules that I have. There's a lot of things that my wife and I can do ourselves at our house for maintenance. There's a lot of things that I'll hire somebody, and look at price being, the most important factor. But when it comes to roofing, when it comes to electric, when it comes to plumbing and AC, those things, they go by the wayside. Qualifications, licenses, and insurance are key.
Our key for that. Okay, great. All right. Well, remember, Roof-A-Cide been around since 1992, and they're used all over. Now, go to ComfortTimeLive.com, and on ComfortTimeLive.com, you're going to see a picture of a roof before a company cleaned it up with the Roof-A-Cide product. But we have on the line with us, we have Everett. Everett, welcome to Comfort Time Live. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on.
Actually, your first name's Clive, right?
It is, huh?
It is? Is it?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay. Oh, he's got it written with it's live. Oh, okay. He's got it in parentheses, and it looked like Clive Everett.
Light. Did I put live? I meant light.
Oh. Okay, so your name's not Clive.
No.
All right, Everett, how you doing today, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing awesome. We got John here with us, and obviously you know John, right?
Yeah, and I had a quick question for him.
Yeah.
Is last time I had to replace my roof, I had the guy who came out to replace it said that it was like 8 or 9 years, I forget. It was either 8 or 9 years, and the guy who came out to replace it said it looked like it was 20-some years old. And so we got to talking about why, and he said all the that stuff on the shingle, that rock on the shingles, it was all washed off.
Wow.
And it was the long and short, to cut to the chase. Apparently, it was because I'd had a guy come, like you were saying, John. I'd had a guy come pressure clean it every few months, and I thought I was doing the right thing. But anyway, the guy told me no, it absolutely that's why it only lasted 8 or 9 years or whatever it was.
Exactly.
But less than 10 years is the moral of the story. So anyway, I asked the guy, well, how am I supposed to keep it clean? And his answer was kind of like,
Like Scooby-Doo and Shaggy.
Yeah, exactly. So what I'm wondering is, does your product? Is your product put on with like high pressure like that? Does it hit the roof hard? Does it do any of that stuff? Does it take that rock off the shingles or no?
No, absolutely not. Because first off, if you do pressure wash an asphalt shingle roof, which you should never do, you're not only removing some of the granules, but now you're exposing the asphalt underneath, which dries it out and accelerates the remaining granules from dropping off of the roof.
Yeah, that's what the guy said. It makes them brittle, so they break and cause all kinds of trouble.
Exactly. Once you start, the granules up there are not only for color, but they're also there to protect the asphalt. And once those granules are gone, now the sun's beating down on that roof, breaking down the asphalt, and that's why they start to curl, and that's why the roof will not last without those granules. So our product is designed to be applied basically at about 60 psi, and there's videos of the whole process on the internet. So basically you're just getting the roof wet, and once we get the roof wet with this product, it's an EPA approved algicide. It'll chemically bind to the roof, it'll become part of the roof, and every time that roof gets wet, whether it's with the rain in the afternoons or the morning dew, trace amounts of copper oxide will leach out and work as a natural algicide to keep the roof clean. So there's no pressure washing. There's no chemicals that will dry the roof out. And as a result, when you're keeping that roof clean, you're keeping it, let's say, light gray or light beige like it's supposed to, you're minimizing any unnecessary wear and tear on the roof. The roof will last a lot longer simply because of that.
Wow. Okay. Very, very good. Very cool.
Excellent.
And I can find out more on the website, the Comfort Time Live website?
Yeah, Comfort Time Live, but directly you can go to, I know Roof-A-Cide, you got a ton of different, we talked about this last time. It's like, if you're just sitting there thinking of something about your roof, if you physically typed in what you're thinking, there's probably a direct link to Roof-A-Cide for that, right?
Exactly. We tried to make it as easy as possible for people to find us. So, we have roofacide.com, which it's ROOF-A-CIDE.com. And every time I say that, somebody says, what? Huh? So if you type in communityroofs.com or keepmyroofclean.com or nomoreroofcleaning.com, you'll get to our website.
Yeah, I thought that was I'm gonna start using that for some of my websites that I have because you think about it when you're trying to find a company, it's the first thing you do is type in what's in your head.
Exactly.
How do I fix this? How do I do that? How do I? And that's brilliant. That's brilliant that you came up with that.
Exactly. And I told you, we're going to a trade show down in Fort Lauderdale at the end of this week. And, it's designed solely for property managers and community managers. And even though we're going to have Roof-A-Cide.com all over everything,
Right.
when people ask us what the website is, everybody at our booth is going to say communityroofs.com because
Beautiful.
it doesn't get much easier than that.
And down here, there's a ton of communities, the HOAs. I mean, everywhere you turn, there's a gated community, and even some of the ones that aren't gated still have HOAs,
definitely.
And they're so picky.
Well, yeah.
Well, your house isn't quite the shade of taupeous gray turtle pink that we want it to be. So.
I live in an HOA where that fight has gone on.
Oh my gosh! And your grass is 2.75 inches high. It's supposed to be 2.
Yeah, and from our perspective, all of that stuff is nitpicky. But when you get to the roofs, now we're serious.
Yeah, I can imagine. And some of the roofs are big stuff. Now, Everett, that was your house, and that's great. And I tell you, it would be really good. Now, we will have a link when you go to Comfort Time Live and you scroll down. It'll show you the date, of the interviews for the people being on. And I believe that when you click on one of those, it'll bring you to Roof-A-Cide. But the quickest way is just to go directly. I mean, because that's what you're thinking of. Instead of having to go to Comfort Time Live and then think about, just type in that stuff. Keep my roof clean and community
exactly.
roof.
And in addition to that, if you type into any search engine Roof-A-Cide, whichever way you want,
even haphazardly type it in,
whichever way you want to spell it, it's registered every single way. So you will find us. Just look for Roof-A-Cide, community roofs, and you'll find it.
Very good. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much.
Everett, I really appreciate you calling the show, and thank you for listening to Comfort Time Live. And there's not a lot of products. I mean, I don't think there are any other products out there like yours, especially because you guys have a warranty on yours, right?
Yeah, actually, we are the only product in the U.S.
The only product.
The only product that's not only EPA approved, but also approved by every major roof materials manufacturer in the country.
Okay.
To actually prevent these roof stains before they even begin.
Okay, so one question that we had from one of our listeners on Comfort Time Live, because when you go to Comfort Time Live, you can actually type in. There's a chat room there too, and some folks a little on the shy side don't feel like calling in, and I'm okay with that. So that's why I created that. And one of the questions is obviously Roof-A-Cide. It's for roofs. Somebody asked a question: is it something that you would consider using for driveways?
We have.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, we focus on the roofs.
Okay.
Obviously that's why we named it Roof-A-Cide.
Yes.
I'll decide for the roofs. But it's been approved by the EPA for virtually any type of construction material. So it will work on brick, it will work on concrete, driveways. It's also used effectively in pre-construction to treat the entire frame of the house before they put the drywall up. And so with a lot of our GCs, that's an add-on to the custom home building process, so that we see it all the time down here where a house is being built, the trusses get delivered, but they're not going anywhere for another 6 weeks.
Yep.
They sit out in the middle of the summer.
Yep.
And by the time they get put on the roof or put on the house, they're all full of mold.
Yep, exactly. That is a huge problem.
Exactly.
A huge problem, especially when construction was it was going very slow, and even now sometimes, even if you have a couple days. Mm-hmm. And they get rained out and people have dropped those trusses off. Absolutely. That's huge.
Exactly. And so for the GCs, especially the higher end GCs that are building custom homes, for very little money, they can give their customers an added level of protection, because this is a copper-based product. Once that's applied to the wood, as long as the building is airtight, it's going to kill any algae that's on there and make it physically impossible for anything else to grow in there.
Right. Now, one question I would think of is, okay, I got my roof, but I spend a lot of time keeping the yard and planting. flowers and bushes and things of that nature. Of course, you got a gutter system, and you do your best to route the water away. But what about all this stuff falling off the roof when we're applying these chemicals? This stuff coming off of the roof and actually falling on all of my bushes and trees. Is it going to hurt them? Is it going to kill them? Do I
No,
need to cover them up?
no, not at all. Because we do so many roofs, all of our products are designed. We're a green company. All of our products are designed with an environmentally friendly, let's say, focus.
Yeah, okay, and I guess that's why it's also EPA approved.
Exactly.
Because if it did have issues with that, they probably wouldn't approve it.
And when you got a company, that like the ones that work with us, when you're going in and you're doing 700-800 roofs at a time.
Wow.
If you're going to do a little bit of plant damage on everybody's property, you're talking about a lot of plant damage,
Yeah,
and
also
we
you're
can't
gonna
have that.
Upset a lot of people too.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we have a caller on the line. Philip, welcome to Comfort Time Live. You're here with John Brown from Roof-A-Cide. How you doing today?
I'm doing really good. How you doing, brother?
Man, if I was doing actually, I could.
If you do any better, you have to pinch yourself, make sure you're still awake.
Exactly.
Right?
I wish I'd get rid of this sore throat. I don't know if it maybe makes me sound sexier or just, I don't know.
In your own mind, yeah, I'm sure it does.
Actually, I should wait for a female caller to ask that question. But
hey, no, I wanted to give a call in. We've been pretty much, we've been Roof-A-Cide applicators for the last, going on almost about a year and a half. We're based out of Central Florida, Collis Roofing.
Beautiful.
And,
Central Florida, like the Orlando area?
Orlando area, yes, sir.
Perfect.
We do business in about right now at about 38 different counties here in the state of Florida.
Wow, that's a
Commercial
nice
roofing,
size.
Residential roofing, and home improvement services. I run the home improvement services division, and it's been very, very profitable working with Roof-A-Cide.
Now, what's your success rate? I mean, customer service, customer satisfaction, people are happy. Is the product for you, has it been easy to work with?
Oh, it's been great to work with.
Now, I'm not talking about John. We know about John. We know that's another difficulty level, but the product itself.
No, the product itself. Like here's case in point. We're going through a growth spurt right now.
Right.
So I'm at a point where we need to spend some capital monies on getting a bigger system, a bigger setup,
okay,
so we can handle much bigger and better products.
Right.
The setup that we have right now, we're limited. So I'm getting to get limited because these homeowners associations and these property management companies, they've got to maintain their product. But I'm in the process of building a bigger system to where we can accommodate a lot more business. And I would have to say the business that we've done in the last year and a half as far as customer satisfaction goes, they've been very happy. And remember, we're putting a product on their roof that gives a 2-year warranty. There's nothing else on the market that does that.
No, there isn't. Now, tell us from your perspective, the warranty. What is it warrantying for you?
Well, when we go through the Roof-A-Cide process of cleaning the roof and then applying the treatment, every 2 years it gives us, let's take the insurance business as an example. Everybody pays their premiums, okay? And then as a sales rep, you get a residual on those premiums every year that they're paid.
Right.
Well, it's kind of like the Roof-A-Cide business when it comes to treating the roofs. You get people into a prevention state of mind rather than a reactive state of mind.
Exactly, proactive instead of reactive. That's exactly it.
Exactly. Every 2 years, we just go out and reapply the treatment. We don't have to go through the labor of cleaning it. In fact, we'd rather not clean the roofs. I'd rather just treat roofs all year long.
And it's not an expensive process, correct?
No, it's not. Compared to the costly repairs that people are going to spend money on, and I'm not going to bash the competition, but I'll just simply say this. When you apply chlorine bleach to an oil-based product, and most roofs are oil-based products one way or another to keep it sealed, it's going to dry it out and cause problems down the road. There's nothing good about putting chlorine bleach on a roof.
And I guarantee you, we could probably poll most of our listeners right now, and a majority of them will say, "Oh yeah, I had a pressure washer guy come up, and he had bleach in his container. Boy, he went up there and he spot cleaned my roof. Boy, it looks beautiful."
Yeah, and what's really telling and really informative for the customers that I speak with is that every single roofer that you talk to that does business in Florida, they know without a doubt, if you want a roof to look clean, you can spray pool chlorine on it and it will look clean instantaneously. but you won't find one reputable roofer in Florida that will do that with their company name on the side of a truck.
And Philip, what's the name of your company again?
Collis Roofing, Collis Roofing, Collis Roofing. We've been in Central Florida for over 20 years.
Okay.
We got a great brand, and when I had originally met up with Roof-A-Cide, they wanted to pair with a large company, and they paired up with us, and we've been utilizing their product probably for a good 16 months now.
Beautiful, and you've been very pleased with it. How about now? This to me, this is big because when I've worked with some of the largest manufacturers, and I would talk to my businesses that purchased from us. One of the big things is if you as a business are going to work with a distributor or a company, you have to make sure that their support. There's going to be problems. There's nothing in this world that if somebody tells you there's never ever an issue, they're lying. So I have to say to our listeners, if there were any issues, has Roof-A-Cide been great in resolving that for you?
Well, I have to be completely honest with you here. We haven't had any issues
so far.
As far as the manufacturer's product, no. We haven't had any problems at all
I
whatsoever.
take that statement back.
Well, I mean, I could sit here. I mean, you know, when we first got into it, you know, we didn't go into it the right way because we didn't listen. You know, most companies, you know, we didn't listen.
Well, I think John and I were just talking about that.
Yeah. Well, you know, we went and did a roof, and we didn't mix the chemicals correctly, and we had some problems, but we got those problems resolved. And the goal is, you know, it's not the sale's never complete until the customer either leaves you a good review or they're happy and they're telling their neighbors. And I can usually tell if I go into a neighborhood and I do 3 or 4 or 5 roofs at a time, I'm going to be getting 3 or 4 more roofs out of that area.
Beautiful, beautiful.
You know,
and
so
that says good stuff about you then.
Oh yeah, yep.
And your company. Great. Now, how long have you been in business, Phil?
Collis Roofing's been in business for 20 years here in Central Florida.
Now, how far south do you guys come? How far north do you go? How far east? How far west?
We've come down to Palm Beach on our commercial roofing side. We've been down to Palm Beach. We've been down to Stewart. We did the Allegro living facility there in Stewart, outside Palm City. And in fact, I'm trying to close a deal with them right now as we speak, trying to get them on our prevention product.
And how about east and west? And north?
East and west, we go to Tampa. We go far south as to Sarasota, almost to Naples. So right now I think we're in 38 or 39 counties all throughout Central Florida, along Florida.
And mixing the product, getting the product, I mean, the delivery of the product, mixing the product, applying the product, clean up, everything like that, very, very easy, very simplistic?
Well, being that it's green and it's EPA certified, in order for the Environmental Protection Agency to certify something, they're going to put it through their 15 to 20 basic tests that they go through to even put their stamp of approval on it.
Awesome.
And that right there is a great selling feature for homeowners because, you know, last thing I want to do is go into someone's house, clean the roof, and then I've got to come out of pocket and replace all the vegetation and all their. No, we don't want to do. We're not in that type of business.
And I see a lot of that in the construction industry down here, where you go to a home, you can tell that it's just been cleaned, and you look at the bushes, and I mean they're white. They're, you know, half of them, you know, a week later, portions of them are rotting away, or you got some guy from Labor Finders out there with plastic going around and trying to wrap up all the bushes and trees. And it's like, wait a minute, if you got to protect the house from a product that bad, do you think you should be using it?
Yeah.
Well, that's one of our biggest things here. You know, we're a roofing company. Okay, the only people that should be up on your roof is a roofer, a general contractor, or a roofing contractor.
Or your ex-wife.
You know, or an ex-wife. But, you know, we have to provide all of our safety to OSHA with tying off fasteners and also with safety harnesses and stuff for my guys. And
Beautiful.
So, you know, you don't want anybody, you know, I don't want to use the term, but I'll say 2 drunks in a truck with a chlorine bleach bottle.
Yeah.
You know, that's just, you're looking at a lawsuit on your homeowner's insurance policy. You know, we're properly insured. And we're going to get the job done the first time.
And that makes a difference with Roof-A-Cide on the people that they're choosing. And that's what you had said earlier, John, that, you know, and I wish more companies would take heed to this, where they don't just walk up and grab your wrist and say, oh, you have a pulse. Great. I'll sign you up with a business account. But you guys have standards.
Well, you know, one of the most important things for us is that if you're going to have your roof done with Roof-A-Cide, whether you're in the Florida Keys, you're up in Connecticut, you're out in Knoxville, Tennessee, when the job is done, you're getting a warranty that's on our letterhead, meaning we're backing this
So
job
if Philip
up.
won the lottery tomorrow, decided to pack up ship and move to, I don't know, Tahiti or something like that, you guys are back in the warranty, not Phil.
No, if I won Lotto, I'd have about 10 of these rigs, and I'd be working the whole southeastern United States.
Oh, I like that. That's an entrepreneur right there, baby. I like that.
I mean, I'm not going to pull any punches, but that's what I'd be doing. Listen, I appreciate you taking the time to let me call in.
Thank you very much, and hey, have a good day today, and let's go take care of some customers. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you.
Thanks,
All right,
Phil.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Bye-bye, you guys.
All right. Oh, you're listening to Comfort Time Live. We're going to go ahead and take a break. We're here with John Brown from Roof-A-Cide, and we're talking about how to properly protect and maintain your roof with the only EPA-approved product in the United States to do that. And when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about some of maybe the common costs of having a basic roof. I know we did touch base on that briefly. Obviously, Roof-A-Cide are not the ones who determine the pricing of the contractors. However, we can give you some rough ideas. So stay tuned to Comfort Time Live here on WSTU. You can give us a call at 772-220-9788. We'll be right back.
Known for helping you keep that spark, now they'll help you keep cool. Elite Electric and Air, the official air conditioning sponsor of Comfort Time Live, has provided the best in heating and cooling customer service since 1988. If your electric bill is costing you more than 12 cents per square foot under air, you may be overpaying the utility company. Elite Electric and Air can help put that cash back in your pocket. Call Elite Electric and Air with 24-hour service. Dial 340-3797. That's 340-3797.
The Sunshine State can sometimes get wet and windy fast. United Water Restoration Group is here to help. As one of the largest water damage restoration companies covering the state of Florida, their team of highly trained water, fire, and mold remediation experts are here to help, arriving at your house within 45 minutes of your call, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you have a leak, mold, fire, or home damage issue, call for a free in-home inspection and estimate. 888-535-4909.
$3.2 billion a year are scammed and defrauded from consumers like you. Comfort Time Live, part of the Treasure Coast Radio Network, is here to put a stop to that. Listen each Tuesday beginning at 10 and find out what you can do to protect yourself. Your home is your castle. Protect it. Each week, your host, Tom Platania, and his expert guest will help educate and provide you with the best information to guide you in the right direction. Comfort Time Live every Tuesday at 10 here on WSTU 1450.
Elite Electric.
We can do it.
Elite Electric.
There's nothing to it.
Elite Electric.
Ooh, amazing.
Elite Electric.
Woogie, 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 woogie.
Elite Electric specializes in all of your electrical needs, from security lighting to surge protection and everything in between. How do you think they got their name? Elite Electric. Elite Electric has been family-owned and operated on the Treasure Coast since 1988, and they're recommended by Comfort Time Live. Visit online at eliteelectricandair.com and learn more about their services. Elite Electric. Service today. Proud sponsor of Comfort Time Live every Tuesday morning at 10:05 on WSTU 1450.
No matter what you want, just pick up your phone, say, come on, Elite.
And we'll get the job done.
We can do it.
Elite Electric.
There's nothing to it.
Elite Electric.
You're listening to WSTU Stewart.
All right, welcome back to Comfort Time Live on WSTU. You're here with Tom Platania, myself, the host, and we're here with John Brown from Roof-A-Cide, and we're talking about how to protect your roof, your biggest overhead asset that you have. Are you covered? You tired of the ugly black stains on your roof? And I know there are tons of them here in South Florida. Well, Roof-A-Cide is the only EPA-approved product to go ahead and take care of that, and it offers a 2-year warranty on that. So, and we have Annie on the line. Hello, Annie, and welcome to Comfort Time Live. How are you?
Good, Tom. How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. A little on the scratchy throat, but I'm drinking my hot tea with honey and lemon, and it's all going to go away.
Well, it Sounds sexy, Tom.
Wow, I like
there you
that.
go. Confirmation.
See, I got confirmation from a female. So, Annie, how can we help you? We have John Brown from Roof-A-Cide on with us today.
Well, hello, John. I've been having my roof pressure cleaned. It took about 7 years for my new roof to get dirty.
Okay.
And I had it pressure cleaned, and then it seemed like, I don't know, a year and a half later, it was starting to get dirty again. How does that happen? 7 years to a year and a half, and it's a hard cement type of roof tile.
Okay. Well, when you're dealing with cement or clay tile roofs, pressure cleaning is a very common method of cleaning. It's actually recommended by most of the roof materials manufacturers. They never recommend high pressure cleaning. But once you start pressure cleaning the surface, you make it more porous. And so it just facilitates the algae growing faster.
Ah, okay, that makes sense.
And especially if you're not going to kill the algae, like with an algicide, like
Right.
with what we
It's
have.
it's gonna grow back even stronger.
Yeah, all you're doing is you're spreading it all around. You're making the surface more conducive for growth, so it's going to grow much, much better. And so what we've seen, especially in, let's say, Fort Lauderdale, where we started, is when you started pressure cleaning a roof, initially the roofs would get dirty within the first 5 or 6 years. You pressure clean it, then it gets dirty in 4. You pressure clean it, gets dirty in 3.
Because you're constantly breaking it down even more, make it.
And
Do you
then-
understand that, Andy, where it's making it more porous?
Yeah, I thought the paint was coming through or like wearing away, like when you break something on your tile and it chips.
Yeah.
No, it's because the surface is becoming more porous. You're actually degrading the surface, and we've got a lot of people in Fort Lauderdale now that are used to pressure cleaning their roofs every 6 months.
Oh.
And they're not pressure cleaning them every 6 months because they want to keep it looking clean. They're pressure cleaning it every 6 months because in 5 months it's filthy
It's
again.
getting worse and worse and worse.
Well, that's my problem. I mean, it's been not even 2 years, and I need somebody. I need a Roof-A-Cide applicator. I'm here in Stewart.
Okay. Well, we've mentioned the website a number of times. We've got a couple of
who would be
companies.
somebody you would recommend down in this area?
For working on the Treasure Coast, we have 3 companies
Okay.
right now. We have Panda Roofing, which is based out of Bureau, but they come all the way down here to Martin County.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, they're doing, I think, 3 or 4 homes this week,
Okay.
just in Palm City.
Okay.
We also have Complete Property Solutions that does a lot of work here
Okay.
in the Stewart area. And then Coastal Painting, which is a statewide company.
Okay.
They focus primarily on the HOAs, but they're working all over the Treasure Coast.
So one of those 3, and I would recommend giving all 3 of them a call so that this way you feel comfortable with which one is best for you, Annie.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
cost-wise, you'll talk to them, but we're not looking. You're not looking at thousands of dollars to do this. That's what the other great thing about the product. When John talked to me about the cost on WP when we did the show on WPSL, I was shocked.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
you're less than $300 or $400, right?
Oh yeah, and every market is going to be a little bit different. But what you'll find in almost every market that the Roof-A-Cide treatment is going to be comparable in cost to the actual cleaning, but it's going to be so much safer for your roof, so much safer for your property, and extend the longevity. And if you're getting all of those benefits, but you're not paying anything more, what's the downside?
Exactly.
Why would
there
you
is no
not
downside.
do this?
And it's EPA approved. Yeah, I like the part about the EPA approved because, Annie, do you have any pets?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And children.
Yeah, pets and children. So I
And
mean, right
plants.
there, knowing that this product, where they don't have to tell you to wear gas masks, and you need to send the kids and the dogs away for 12 hours while we're doing this. I mean, that right there is worth its weight in gold.
Yeah, I had somebody, a homeowner over in Sarasota, I believe. They were evaluating Roof-A-Cide versus another company that said, they have an EPA-approved product. It's environmentally friendly. It's biodegradable. And she sent me a link to their website, and it shows some guy in a hazmat suit with goggles and a face mask.
That would make you feel comfortable, Annie, huh?
No, not at all. But these guys will give me the 2-year warranty you were talking about?
Exactly. If you go out to our website, and we've mentioned a number of them, it's roofacide.com, or you can go to communityroofs.com or keepmyroofclean.com. Our website has a list of every applicator that's authorized by us. These are companies that are licensed, trained, and equipped by us anywhere in the country. And so if you click on the map of the U.S., click on Florida, then we've got them sorted by county. Pick out Martin County, you'll see a couple of them there, and give each one of them a call because they each have specialties that you may find, there's going to be differences in price, but if you also have a house that needs to be painted, well, then maybe you might give preference to a painting company. If your roof is getting up there in age and you've had it pressure cleaned 9 times already and you really want it to last as long as possible, maybe a roofing contractor would be the better way for you to go.
Now, explain the warranty on it. It's a 2-year warranty. Give me some details on it.
Okay, we have a very simple 2-year warranty, plain English. I designed it because I used to be a property manager.
Do you have it in Spanish too?
No. No.
I always said that because you said plain English. That's all. I'll just be stupid.
Well, when I used to be a property manager, I used to get these warranties, that are 5-6 pages, and nobody knows. I'm the
You
only,
get past the first paragraph, I stop reading.
I'm the only nerd I know that actually reads it, and then I got to go back to the director of maintenance and say, what does this line mean?
Right.
And he says, well, I have no idea. So when we designed this, and we have a copy of the warranty on our website,
Very
too.
nice. Good.
When we designed it, I wanted it to be plain English so that it says, in no uncertain terms, no matter which company put this on, you're getting a warranty on our letterhead, meaning our company backs it up. No uncertain terms. The roof will stay clean for at least 2 full years. We guarantee it. And if it doesn't, we'll take care of it, and it does not cost the homeowner or the customer a single dime.
Beautiful, beautiful. Does that answer your question, Miss Annie?
Yes, thank you very much.
You're very welcome. We're going to have all kinds of other great. We got about 3 or 4 minutes left on the program, but thank you for calling, Annie, and listen in, and we'll have some more information. We have a couple other people calling in, but thank you, dear. You have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
All right, wonderful. I know we have some people on the website saying that they're trying to get in, so we're going to try to keep the phones open so Steve can give us a call. I know Steve's been trying to get through and ask some great questions. But that's a good now the warranty. Explain exactly. 2-year warranty. Is it against it getting dirty again? Is it just against the product? Is it against what is it?
Oh, well, once again, no uncertain terms. Your roof will stay clean for at least 2 full years.
Okay, so just basically short and sweet and simple.
Exactly.
I like that.
No caveats, no outs for us. Your roof is going to stay clean. We guarantee it.
But and most of the time, like you've been telling me, and if you go to ComfortTimeLive.com, you can watch. There's pictures going across the screen. And the pictures going across the screen right now are actually showing you before and after pictures of the products of roofs. And I tell you, you were saying that most of the roofs are staying cleaner longer, but you're guaranteeing them for 2 years.
Yeah, we guarantee them for at least 2 years.
Good.
Because we're here in South Florida, the most tropical environment in the country.
Right.
When we started, our next best competitor could only warranty it for 6 months. So we figured we'll start at 2 years.
Hey, Steve, how you doing?
Hi, good morning.
Hey, sorry, I know we only got one phone line here. We're trying to keep up with everybody. John is a very popular guy with this Roof-A-Cide.
I know. I have to put more quarters in my payphone.
So, Steve, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm the vice president of Coastal Painting Company, and we have been an applicator of Roof-A-Cide for close to a decade now. And our business is just expanding up into the Treasure Coast area now.
Okay.
We've been around for 25 years, and pleasurably, the Roof-A-Cide, we've had many competitors come up with claims.
Hey, Steve,
yes.
what I'm going to do for you is the show's coming to an end. I do a show Thursdays on WPSL.
Okay.
Can I ask you, I'm going to get in contact with you. I'm going to ask you to call in that show because I want you to talk. I'm going to give you a lot of time on the show, okay?
Great.
So I'm going to get your phone number and I'll call you, and then I'll give you 20, 15, 20, 30 minutes on there to talk about your company and talk more about the Roof-A-Cide product. I apologize because of all the guests we had that we have to cut it short.
Good problem to have.
All right, Steve, thank you so very much. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening to Comfort Time Live. We will see you next Tuesday right here on WSTU. WSTU.
You are listening to